If you're new here, welcome. I am lulling Lisa, hoping to lull you into a state of relaxation, entertainment, or sleep through ASMR. Now, as you can imagine, you click the video so you know what you're getting into, but we have another Kokology test, and I tried to pick one that was still in the beginning of the book enough, but it seems to be, I wouldn't say Halloweeny, but it's called Abracadabra, Alakazam. So I think that it was appropriate. So this should be us just doing the one test, because there seems to be sort of 4 questions that are posed. And so, as usual, I always preface this by telling you to relax. You can close your eyes if you like. Hopefully you're in a relaxing environment where you can really concentrate and sort of immerse yourself in the scenario at hand. I'm going to give you this scenario in this imagination personality test, and you're going to essentially listen and instinctually answer the questions that I ask. There are 4 questions. If you need to write down your answers so you don't forget, please do so. Take the time to grab a pen or a paper, or simply just click them in the comment section and feel free to share with the group after. It's always fun when you share your answers, but I digress. So these tests are just for fun. No matter your answers, they're not to be taken seriously. This is sort of like a fun psychological test, and I share my answers with you too. I haven't read this test, so I have no idea what it's about, so it's sort of a fun activity for us to do together. I've done so many of these tests, so I will, of course, link the playlist as well. So if you enjoy this, there's like dozens of tests for you to do. And if you're coming from the dozens of tests, then you're probably like, okay, be quiet and get to the point. I will. So this is called Abracadabra, Alakazam. This says, playing cards that dance through the air, rabbits produced from a silk top hat, a lovely assistant made to disappear in a puff of smoke. Stage magic is simple deception raised to the level of entertainment. Interesting way of putting it. As you watch the performance, you know you're being tricked. But no matter how hard you think about it, or how closely you watch the hands, it seems you can never put your finger on the secret. But somehow the witty banter and the sleight of hand make it all fun. It's true. And you sit back and enjoy the display of baffling skill. Perhaps the most important part of the magician's act is not in the mastery of the actual techniques or the preparation of the props, but in the ability to make an audience willing to believe. So that's sort of like a little preface, and it says, wouldn't it be nice to have that same skill? Well, tonight is your big chance. Your audience is waiting, and the curtain is about to rise. And so the test begins. 1. You are a stage magician just setting off on another long tour. So imagine that you are the magician. You're setting off on another long tour, and tonight is opening night for you. And you are waiting in the wings of the stage for your act to be announced. How do you feel in the moments before your show begins? So quickly try to imagine. So, you're a stage magician just setting off on another long tour. Tonight is opening night, and you are waiting in the wings of the stage for your act to be announced. How do you feel in the moments before your show begins? So what feelings do you experience? Maybe jot that down quickly, your feelings. Next, number 2, part of your act involves calling a member of the audience up on stage to help you with a trick. So you're calling a member of the audience on stage to help you with a trick. Whom do you call to assist you? So you have an assistant here, a little assistant. Give the name of the person you know. So who are you calling to assist you with your magic trick? Be instinctual, so don't think about it. 3. Despite all your years of training and experience as this magician, years and years of training and experience, somehow the trick goes terribly wrong. What do you say to the person you called up to participate? What do you say to the person that you had participate when the trick went horribly wrong? Hopefully not detrimental in any scary way, but the trick simply didn't work out. What do you say to the person? Jot that down. Lastly, number 4, you're back in your dressing room after your act has finished. How do you feel now that the show has ended? So after the show, you had years of training and experience, your trick went wrong, you're back in your dressing room after your entire act. How do you feel now that the show has ended? So describe your feelings once more. Now, we have quite the lengthy explanation here. So the test is over, but the answer portion has begun, so I will share my answers with you as well, because I thought of them as I was telling you. Alright, so key to Abracadabra Alakazam. Feats of magic are called tricks for a reason. They are necessary to involve making people see things that aren't really there, or miss realities that are staring them in the face. Essentially, tricks involve deception and guile, and the way you pictured your own performance shows how you see yourself. Interesting. When it comes to lying to or deceiving others, especially the people closest to you. Oh, it's a good one. That's juicy. Okay. As usual, I feel like I'm going to have mixed reviews because although I try to answer instinctually, sometimes like 2 names will come into my head. So we'll see how this goes. Okay. Number 1. So for the first one, remember that I had you basically imagine that you were the magician. How did you feel moments before the show began? So like maybe you had jittery feelings, nervous feelings. So it says, your feelings as you waited to go on stage tell us how you would feel when planning or merely fantasizing about an illicit affair. Most people say something like, I hope I don't mess this up, or wow, I'm really nervous. But then there are those who seem to be immune to performance anxiety. I'm going to go out there and give them a night to remember. Wow. So, it said that you're setting off on another long tour. Tonight is opening night. You're in the wings waiting for your act to be announced. How do you feel moments before the show begins? How did you feel? That's so juicy. I personally felt nervous because I know how I am, and before I do anything that involves like a performance of any kind, I had a driver's test recently, and before the test I was a nervous wreck. I was so nervous. But then when I was actually doing the test itself, I was much more relaxed. But for me, the worst part is always before. So I imagine myself just being a nervous wreck. So this is how I would feel if I were planning or fantasizing about an illicit affair. Good to know. I think that's a good quality, to be nervous and, feel a little bit sick, like opening night jitters, So that's how I imagined. What did you say? You must share your answers, okay? Number 2. So, remember question number 2, I said part of your act involves calling a member of the audience up on stage. And who did you call to assist you? Give the name of the person. So before I even read this, I will admit 2 people came to my mind as always. It's either my younger sister or my fiance. I couldn't figure out who. I think I was imagining my sister maybe more, and then I was like, oh, but I should pick my fiance too. It was weird. Anyway, so the person you asked to join you as your helper on stage is someone you see as simple, naive, and just a little bit gullible. In short, it's someone you think is easy to deceive or lie to. If you happen to name your current partner, it would be a good idea now to reassure him or her that of course you'd never do anything like that in real life. You know what the funny thing is? When they called for an assistant, my sister came to mind first, but then I thought about it and I was like, I don't think she would be a good magician's assistant. I think she'd be better off watching the show. And then I was like, should I have picked my fiance? But the name didn't come naturally to me. Isn't that weird? Oh my gosh. I don't think that, I would never lie to those 2 people that I mentioned, so that's interesting. I don't know, that's very strange, right? Why would you want to lie to someone who you're calling to assist you, Maybe if you were performing the trick for them, it would be like a trickery thing. Very strange, interesting, okay. Number 3, so remember they said, despite your years of training, somehow the trick goes terribly wrong. What do you say to the person you called up to participate? So I think I said something like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, I think I've just explained that I was sorry and apologized. So it says that the words you said after flubbing your act reveal the types of excuses you'd make if you got caught cheating. So I would just say sorry. I didn't really make an excuse, I just apologized. Okay, it says, did you get flustered and turn red before blurting out sorry about that? Or did you just try to laugh it off and get on with the show? Whoopsie daisy, well I guess that goes to show nobody's perfect. Or are you of the group that tried to pretend it was just part of the act? That'd be a neat trick if you could really pull it off. Wow, that's very interesting to know. Interesting. Now number 4, so the last question was, you're back in your dressing room. How do you feel now that the show has ended? So, before I read the answer, I felt sort of disappointed because it ended. The question before was saying after your years of training and expertise, you messed up the trick on opening night. So in the dressing room, I felt sort of disappointed with myself. So let's see what they say. Number 4, the way you felt after the act was finished is the way you feel after doing or saying something dishonest. That was nerve-wracking. What a mess. That'll teach you to go around tricking people. That said, I'll say I'm getting out of this business. There are plenty more satisfying careers for an honest, hard-working type. You're probably not cut out for all of this smoke and mirror stuff anyway. I'll get it right next time. Some people never learn. You may want to think about getting into politics, law, or used car sales. Actually, I thought the whole experience was kind of stimulating. They say that once a fox has had its first chicken, it never forgets the taste. What? This is so random. So I just felt disappointed. Yeah, I just felt disappointed. I don't remember thinking I'm going to end my magic career, but I just felt disappointed, and yeah, I felt bad about myself. Interesting. Well, the test is over. The Kokology, imagination, personality, scenic, psychological test, it's over. how did you do as a magician? I will admit, this one, I don't know, it's not that it wasn't accurate, it just, some of the answers for the questions I found a little outlandish, like particularly the one about the assistant. I think maybe the assistant should have been seen as more like your partner in crime, and perhaps they should have asked another person that you would perform the trick on, like who do you see in the audience that you want to impress with the trick or something, you know. That's my only feelings towards it. Otherwise, there were definitely accurate points to it. I've never cheated on a partner in my life, and I never intend to do so. So yeah, hopefully you learned something about yourself. I wonder, depending on your life experience, how this went for you. If you feel comfortable to share, please do so. This was like a short but sweet test. It wasn't too short, but it was a good length. I mentioned in a previous video that I pulled my back, so I'm only really comfortable standing, and even now standing, I think I've been standing for a little bit too long. I need to lie on the floor and stretch a bit. Sitting is not comfortable, so yeah, I'm not having fun at the moment with my physical health. But I did, of course, still want to make videos and not leave you hanging. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this one. When I'm feeling better, I definitely want to make some good roleplay videos again soon. I have a lot of ideas, and hopefully I can execute them well in the month of October. But I hope you're having a good month, and remember, just take these tests as fun, because they're a lot of fun to do. No matter the answers, I think they're insightful, and I think that they can teach us a little bit something about ourselves, and of course they're fun to do with a partner as well. So yes, hopefully you had fun with me. I of course have so much fun just hanging out with you, and this took my mind off the fact that I pulled my back and I'm in a lot of pain. But yeah, thank you for being here, and I really appreciate you. Goodbye. Happy relaxation.